18-year-old Caleb Morrison spent his days in Greenfield, Indiana, trying not to be seen. He was a quiet kid who read during lunch, played guitar badly, and walked the halls wrapped in a profound isolation. That quietness made him an ideal target for an older student named Marcus Webb. The torment Marcus inflicted lasted 4 years, and it rarely involved a slammed locker or a physical altercation. It was a daily, meticulous dismantling of Caleb's confidence, executed entirely through subtle comments and hallway whispers. Caleb never reported the abuse to the school or his parents. There were no bruises to point out, and you cannot easily prove something that a teenager designs specifically to leave no witnesses. When you spend your formative years trapped in a completely subjective, unprovable nightmare, you develop a deep need for the opposite. You learn to crave objective, undeniable facts. 15 years later, Caleb had built an environment completely under his own control. After leaving Greenfield and graduating college, he founded a software company in Indianapolis, growing it into a highly profitable enterprise with over 40 employees. Along the way, he developed a sharp professional instinct. He became exceptionally good at reading people, spotting character flaws early, and hiring the exact right talent to build his teams. In the spring of 2024, he was reviewing a stack of applications for an entry-level sales position. The 37th resume on his desk brought his timeline crashing back into the past. The applicant was Marcus Webb. The work history told a clear story to anyone who knew how to look. 6 different jobs scattered across 12 years, with no single tenure lasting longer than 2.5 years. Caleb picked up his phone and called his HR manager. He asked to break standard protocol, stating he wanted to handle the interview process for this specific candidate personally.
When HR asked why, Caleb gave a massive understatement. He just said, "We went to high school together." With that single decision, Caleb stopped being a passive observer of his own history. He became the active architect of the room Marcus was about to walk into. During the interview, Marcus recognized his former target almost immediately. He quickly buried their history under layers of polished corporate pleasantries, treating Caleb exactly like an old acquaintance. Caleb hired him. But before Marcus arrived, Caleb issued a strict directive to his HR and management teams. Marcus was to receive 0 special treatment, no targeted hostility, and absolutely no leniency. He would face the exact same expectations as every other new hire: a standard 30-day check-in, a 60-day performance review, and the exact same sales quotas required to stay employed.
A perfectly level playing field governed entirely by rigid accountability is the most hostile environment imaginable for someone used to surviving on manipulation. This timeline plots Marcus's performance across his first 11 weeks. In week 1, a data point drops below the line for missed targets. By week 3, a second negative point appears, a formal HR complaint regarding his tone. The trajectory worsens in week 5. Marcus misses his required monthly quota by 31%. That deficit triggers an automatic performance improvement plan. By week 9, another team member files a conduct complaint over his toxic behavior in team meetings. HR issues a formal written warning, cementing an undeniable pattern. When his review period concludes at week 11, the results are final. Marcus has failed to meet every single measurable turnaround metric required to keep his job. Out of 4 targets, he hit 0. Caleb didn't have to lift a finger to engineer this outcome. The corporate framework simply recorded the facts, and objective data mathematically proved Marcus's incompetence. The termination meeting was handled quietly. Caleb sat in the room solely to fulfill standard protocol as the CEO, completely devoid of the urge to gloat or deliver a dramatic speech. As HR presented the paperwork, Marcus made a desperate attempt to bypass the rules. He looked at Caleb and referenced their shared past, trying to use history as leverage for a second chance. Caleb shut it down immediately. He calmly explained that the decision rested entirely on 11 weeks of documented sales failures and 2 HR conduct violations. He calmly stood up from the table, wished Marcus luck in finding a better fit, and walked out the door. The tenure lasted exactly 77 days. After that, Marcus returned to the job market to look for his 9th position in 13 years, while Caleb's company continued its steady, profitable growth. Caleb never sought high school revenge. He simply let reality do the judging. The system worked exactly the way it was designed to work. You don't need to destroy the people who hurt you. You just need to build a fair, unbending structure and invite them inside, because eventually they will legally and professionally defeat themselves.